Happy belated New Year's, everyone. This is Griever back here, bringing you guys a very, very late review for chapter 929 of One Piece, the Wano Kuni arc. I just want to apologize. A lot of great things happened over my holiday season. Families, in-laws, wife is here. Just great times. Of course, my birthday is also New Year's Day, so just family and food and drink and everything for the last week and a half. So unfortunately, I did not get much video content out, if any, between the 25th and now. So, but that being said, we're just going to jump right in. Better late than never, and that is chapter 929 of One Piece. Now, thankfully, had this chapter had something that I really wanted to talk about, I would have made time. I really would have. I did read it when it came out, and I was hyped for the chapter. However, I didn't see anything that I needed to talk about that day for me personally, because what we get in this chapter is basically the Majora's Mask, Zelda sort of trading game side quest with Frankie. That's basically what it is. If you've played any of the Oracle Seasons games, the trading game quest, or if you've played Majora's Mask with, getting certain masks take some time, or for example the Big Goron sword and Ocarina of Time, you'll know what I'm referencing here, and I just referenced like 3 versions of that. So basically he's going from person to person, where Frankie thought the person who designed the castle for Kaido, he thought he had the blueprints for that castle, the head carpenter. Unfortunately, he lost them, he gambled them away, they were stolen, blah blah blah. It continues down. He meets up with a geisha and a broker and all these different people, a samurai and a bad guy, and all these different walks of life, trying to find out where the blueprints ended up. Now, I have a couple of theories about that, but the end of it is that somebody in Curry has them. In my mind, it's either someone, one of the 3, probably not Shutemaru. I would guess it's either the guy based off of Batosai the Manslayer, I forget his name, but the Manslayer with the poster with the ponytail. I would say it's probably him. Maybe the guy in the cage, or the person I'm thinking that might have the plans to Kaido's castle, Karibo. I know it's a little far-fetched a little bit, but like, he's back in the story for a reason. Same with how Caesar Clown was there in Whole Cake and stuff. They brought him in not just to be there in the background. He's going to have something to do. I think that Caribou has the plans in his mud fruit sort of idea. They're stored inside of him, and he's going to use that as a bargaining chip when he finds out that that's what they want. He's going to pull them out. Maybe he doesn't realize what they are. Suffice it to say, I think he's got them. Now, that being said, that takes up a good chunk of the chapter, to be honest with you. We see them communicating over Dendemushi's or whatever they are, and they're talking between Kinemon and Frankie and all that stuff, and he says, okay, Frankie, don't worry about it, we'll set you up somewhere else. It seems that they're also trying to provoke Shutemaru into another meeting or something, leaving these cards around, like, Shutemaru, the mountain bandits were here when they're clearly, from what I took from the chapter, was they're stealing swords, weapons, food, provisions, all that stuff, and leaving Shutemaru's card, basically business card. Here you go, yep, courtesy of the mountain bandits, just trying to stir up crap with him, so he'll be forced to help them in their revolution. Now, Zoro has met this weird drummer type dude with just a scumbag kind of guy who's, I guess, a little, is he high off of something? Is he, I don't know. Anyways, it seems that Zoro's just living his dream. He's gambling, skirmishes, food, money, all the fun stuff that he likes to do, and he's just having a good time. He's just walking around Wano. So a lot of people assume that he would end up on Kaido's island, and be like, well, I'm here. How did I end up here? Sort of idea. Which was a good guess. I thought the same thing. That's when we're going to see him. I'm glad that Zoro is back. Not necessarily with the crew, but he's slowly, they haven't forgotten him. We didn't just see Zoro and now he's forgotten for another 50 chapters. No. He's still there and we're still following him. But he's just wandering around lost sort of idea like Zoro does. And he's got this new companion person. The end part is what a lot of people were interested in. The end part, of course, we see Orochi. We see Shogun Orochi in his full form. He kind of looks like Wario or like a fat Waluigi. Like really, I think someone in a former comment said it's basically Wario plus Bowser or Waluigi plus Bowser or something. Like fusion dance those two and you get this guy. It's a very silly design. I did not think the Shogun was going to look cool. If you guys have been following my One Piece reviews for a while, you know that I believe that that he was not going to be super cool. He was not going to be this badass samurai guy. It would have been nice if he did. If he uses maybe the 9-sword style or something. Or he, uses, they said something about him using 2 blades before. So if he used the 2-sword style or something, he might have one of the great swords, as I've said before, the Kusanagi blade, as he is the Yamato no Orochi. I made a theory video about that, of course, but it'd be very cool if he had the Kusanagi blade, and that's how Zoro gets his first one of 12 great swords. Now, he has this foolish design, but by the looks of it, from once again a silhouette type form, we see, I don't believe it's a red herring anymore. I think that Oda's trying to allude to it, but I don't think it's there. I don't think it's viable anymore to say that he does not have the Yamato no Orochi model Devil Fruit, because we see 3 of a number of heads come out, one of them of course having like the tree looking top knot thing, and probably a couple of heads. A lot of people are talking about how the heads are going to be goofy looking because he's goofy and stuff, but I think he's still, he's got the snake model, legendary, mythical snake fruit or something like that, or he's got I suppose you could go the dragon route with it. It just depends on where Oda wants to go with this. Now, I find the fact that he's arguing against these CP0 guys, because I know I'm jumping around the place, first with the design, but the design, once again, I'm not upset with. I don't think he looks cool, and I never expected the Shogun to be super badass, super cool. This is all about Kaido. Kaido is our badass in this arc. We're not going to see, and of course here at the very end of the chapter we have Hawkins is involved. We have X-Drake looking like a boss and stuff. So there's other cool characters. We did not need the Shogun to be the super badass. There's probably a samurai level dude for Zoro to fight who is going to be a super badass, or maybe it will be Orochi. Maybe he, even though he's fat and ugly, he might be. Look at Shutenmaru. He was slicing up Jack. So I mean, it's entirely possible that he's still a force to be reckoned with outside of the Devil Fruit. But the conversation between him and these members of CP0 is really so he is actually trying to provoke them, but I suppose it's one of those things where, a lot of people are saying he better shut his mouth. He's talking to CP0 and he's saying Marines, Celestial Dragons, get out of here. Wano is self-sufficient. Wano is my country. Wano is totally fine. We do not fear you. Come at us. I also have Kaido at my back. So I'm not going to sit here and say that he shouldn't be being such a big mouth about it and capping CP0 guys for fun. But suffice it to say, when I looked Marineford, remember, a lot of people, now you can take this with a grain of salt, but are saying that the Big Mom pirates could also have maybe successfully won Marineford, where Whitebeard had fed. And people are saying, of course, Shanks could probably do it. Well, if we're going to say that 2 out of the 4 Yonko could do it, and we're going to say that Whitebeard, they all vice admirals, all warlords, everyone had to be there just to make sure, they banded the entirety of the world government forces together, pretty much, to attack one Yonko. Suffice it to say, Wano is likely got a lot of powerful samurai we have not been introduced to, have not yet seen. Wano is probably strong in its own right. Part of the reason probably that they have not been part of the world government for so long is that they can't fight a war against Wano. The Marines would find that they'd have to pull a similar thing. Plus, he's got Kaido and his entire crew on his back, with a few new additions like the Supernovas, like Basil Hawkins and X-Drake. So I would say that he's not, a lot of people are saying he shouldn't shoot his mouth off, and I'm saying, you know what? There's not a whole lot of evidence that the Marines can easily swoop in there in full force and defeat Wano. If they want to go to war to Wano, that's fine, but their forces would be decimated. That would be an honest, like, that's a 50-50. I can't say without seeing the full strength of Wano that Orochi's just talking trash for the sake of it. He's not wrong in saying that Wano is a self-sufficient country that has fought back this stuff before, and they now have Kaido. Like, there's really, where's the fear, in all honesty? So, I find it quite interesting for that reason alone. But yeah, so he's talking trash, and the big moment is, of course, he wants Dr. Vegapunk. They wanted warships, battleships last time. They apparently went through, of course, the Joker. They went through Doflamingo at the time. I mean, that's where we're going with this King, Queen, Jack, Joker card. You know, Doflamingo was basically a member of Kaido's larger scope of crew, if you want to look at it that way. And they've lost the Joker. They've lost their Joker card. So now they have to go with, of course, deal with him directly. And now this time they want Vegapunk. And he's like, well, that's impossible. He's like, didn't ask you that. I'm saying, here's what I want. I want Vegapunk. Otherwise, no deal, sort of idea. So, quite interesting. People are probably going to make a lot of theories as to why. I think it's pretty straightforward. Vegapunk, 500 years or whatever, 100 years ahead of his time, as far as technology and inventions go. I think both Kaido, especially the whole Devil Fruit thing, the Smile Factory, Vegapunk, it kind of makes sense to me in a very simplistic way, but I'm sure people are going to have their theories out there as to why they want Vegapunk. Yeah, so that's basically it for the chapter. As I said, we see him. They're having this huge feast and festival and all that. And the last page, which is a little more interesting, we see Page One and X-Drake, two members of the Flying Fighters, who are apparently the 6 strongest members of the of Kaido's crew, directly under the All-Stars or the Calamities. So they are members of the headliners, but they're the stronger ones. So we have a new one, Page One, who has the Spinosaurus Devil Fruit. Now that's pretty cool, especially as a Jurassic Park fan. Jurassic Park 3, Spinosaurus, big deal. I hope we see this dude in some hardcore action because it looks awesome. And we see X-Drake in his hybrid form, looking really cool, and they're kind of a showdown here with Hawkins. So this is who they've ordered to come find and kill the Soba merchant, who is, of course, Sanji. Law's there, still with the basket on his head, like, yeah, Blackleg, we better get out of here, because they sent 2 of the best. Like, we can't make a scene here right now. And Hawkins is now meeting up with these 2, and they're going to discuss probably something pretty important, like, okay, Luffy's here, I saw Law, there's Roronozo, like, there's going to be some information dropping stuff probably next chapter between the 2. I'm assuming they might maybe not come to blows, but kind of disagree on how to handle it. Like, Hawkins will probably say we should try to track them down and stuff, like, our orders are this, stay out of our way, Hawkins, something like that. Suffice it to say, I have no idea what chapter 930 holds. I think it'll be a little more hype than this one. Not a bad way to end off the year, or in my case, start off the year for a review. But what did you guys think of the chapter? What did you think of the review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you might not have noticed, or you may have noticed, I got a few more One Piece volumes. I believe I got 4 new ones. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 4 new One Piece volumes over Christmas. So that's really cool. It was buy 3, get the 4th one free sort of idea when I went to the store. So I was like, yeah, Christmas for me sort of idea. Happy birthday me. So anyways, guys, as I said before, if you like the review, hit the like button, and of course, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of my content. This has been Griever as always. I'm a little rusty at this right now, but we'll be back on track next week, of course. So that being said, everyone, drink responsibly. This has been Griever. See you next time.